Abanye bathi ke ngoku into yobana ngaba hayi kaloku bengaqala uRachel. That's why uyayazi laa nto yenziwe ngobani kubo. Ngaphakathi ke ngoku entliziyweni ndizibuza into yobana ngaba okay ewe mhlawumbi yena uneentloni zoba wayerejiwe ngaphambili ne.
Kakudala ngo-2006 ndandina-7. Uvuka kwam ndaxhuma nankum ndaziva umntu lapha phezu kwam. Ndaxhuma phezu kwakhe ndamshiya phezu kwebhedi ndazoma ngasemnyango xa ndizotsala umnyango ndiqe umnyango. Ndakhwaza ndaviwa ngumntu wathi ze ndixele ndizabulalwa uzandibula ke.
Sokopha ngo-12 xa ndizamvasa ndafika ipeyinti yakhe inegazana ndathi mnumzane kwenzeke ntoni kuwo.
Saye khona wabanjwa wagwetyelwa ngaphandle. Xa isecamkwam ndibawela umbam mbone sengekho.
Like the boys who gang-raped her last week, Ntombi's attacker in 2006 was also under 18, so he was sentenced only to community service. Having been raped on 2 occasions, as well as dealing with the trauma and feelings of guilt, Ntombi now has to face prejudice from her friends and neighbours.
Ezinye iitshomi zam zifunda esikolweni bathi yiwujonga lo wani ureyitsiwe akazithandi. Njonga kuba kodwa abayazi into eyenzekileyo. Ndachaza mama andiyithandi nto ndijonge kakubi ibhabhandi esitratweni. Wathi uba mama mntanam ayikho into ezoyenzeka bayeke uba bakujonge. Ndathi kodwa indiphatha kabuhlungu laa nto. Ndahlala ke ndakholwa uba mandiyeke uhlala ndahlala endlini.
Masikhe sithethe ngantoni ngogawulayo sithethile. Mhaki uza kosuleleka?
No.
Ngoba kutheni akaphakamsana into ocinga uba ngoba kutheni?
Yes ma'am.
Ngabo mhaka kodwa akho nto yenzekileyo ngoba kutheni?
Yes ma'am.
Ngoba kutheni?
Ngoba igazi lakhe alidibana.
Akho gazi, very good. Akho gazi msimqwabene ngoba akho gazi kathathu.
Over 5 million people in South Africa are living with AIDS, more than in any other country in the world. So when a child is raped, the victim should automatically be given anti-AIDS drugs to try to stop any infection developing.
Ndifila kabuhlungu uba ndina-HIV.
Relax, okay? We are going to take blood, okay? It's not painful. It's just slight discomfort, okay?
The immune system can take weeks or months to develop the antibodies that show a child is HIV positive. So when Ntombi first came to the Rape Crisis Centre here at Port Elizabeth Main Hospital, her AIDS test only proved she was HIV negative before she was raped. The blood test she has now, 2 weeks after the assault, is critical. If she's been infected, it's likely it will show up on this test.
When she's coming for results, then we will give you another date.
Okay.
We are doing her HIV test is 6 weeks, then 3 months, then 6 months, then 1 year, okay?
All right.
That's blood we are doing that, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Ntombi is one of a growing number of children to be attacked by young men, aged under 18, regarded as children under the law. But around 1/3 of rape victims are raped by a close relative, an uncle, brother, or their father. Gretchen lives in a notoriously dangerous neighbourhood of Port Elizabeth called Heronvale. But she feels the greatest threat she faces comes from her father.
My father, he smokes drugs and he drinks alcohol. And my father is drunk and it's like kissing you on the neck and stuff like that, and hugging you. I don't like it. Sometimes I push him like away, but then he says, "No man, I'm your dad. Don't push me away, just like your mother." Says it like that for me.
With no one else to turn to, Gretchen has asked her school principal, Mr. Roberts, for help. But he is struggling to get the attention of social services.
Went to social welfare, and the social worker said she'll see what she can do, but it's a process that needs to be followed and things like that. And this thing has been dragging and dragging and dragging.
Toe bestudeer hy bakterieë. Moet ek gesê wat is bakterieë? Is maar net kieme. So
I'm so scared when my father kisses me. I feel like people will try and rape me.
En omdat dit lang klanke is, sit ons net die E agteraan, né?
Social worker told me if the child walked out of the house, and there's not much she can do. We must take the child back to the house. Now I said, there's no way that I can take a child back into that type of situation.
I don't know how to handle this. This is too much.
As an emergency measure, Hope Bowers, a special needs teacher at the school, has taken Gretchen into her home, while pressure is applied to get official help. But Hope has 2 daughters of her own, and as the weeks pass, Gretchen fears that she will become a burden to the family.
Maybe she will get tired of me and say, you have to go home now. If that happens, I thought that I just was gonna run away. I'm not going back to that home. I'm not.
Did you put sugar?
I threw it back at him. Now, how long is Gretchen now still thirsty?
Mr. Roberts is working with the social workers. I can't tell how long. And patience.
Now, where is the mother now?
Her mother, I haven't seen her mother for a while. Since the schools reopened, I didn't see her mother, but her mother comes to see her. It can...
They don't find a place in the mother.
I don't know. I don't know what if... I think they will. There will be a place for her. I just don't know when.
I can't live here forever. And I can't actually leave because if I leave here, where will I go?
If I didn't take Gretchen, what could have happened to her? I think that's why we get a lot of children that's standing on the streets. A lot of girls selling themselves because there's no help. The cry for help is there, but it takes so long for help to come.
In South Africa, the stat of children being abused is ridiculously high. We're actually losing the battle against child abuse because of social services with their lack of finances, lack of resources, never transport available to follow up cases and things like that. It is a major, major headache. But we've been fortunate that Gretchen came forward and she opened up, she spoke out. A lot of these children are scared to speak out.
Sometimes you just feel to kill yourself and just want to leave everything behind you. You don't care anymore about your life.
South Africa has the highest incidence of rape per capita in the world. A woman here is 8 times more likely to be raped than in the UK. It is also one of the world's most violent societies. The South African Department of Justice reports that 1 in 4 women suffer violence in the home. Lessons on domestic violence are even given in primary schools.
Remember we said we are dealing with
Violence.
The mother and the father are fighting.
Children are trying to stop the fight.
You think it's the best way to deal with the situation?
No, teacher.
Because the father can get angrier and he can start beating the child. Then the child can also get